there's a thought experiment, and I actually want to hear what you think. So if a witch, kind of a dickish witch, comes around and she says, I'm going to cast a spell on all of humanity, and all material things that you've invented are going to disappear all at once. So suddenly we're all standing there naked. There's no buildings. There's no cars and boats and ships and no mines, nothing, right? It's just the Stone Age Earth and a bunch of naked humans, but we're all the same. We have the same brain. So we're all know what's going on. And we all got a note from her. So we understand the deal. And she says, she communicated to every human, here's the deal. You lost all your stuff. You guys need to make one working iPhone 13. When you make one working iPhone 13 that could pass in the Apple store today, in your previous world, for an iPhone 13, then I will restore everything. How long do you think? And so everyone knows this is the mission. We're all aware of the mission. Everyone, all humans. How long would it take us?
That's a really interesting question. So obviously, if you do a random selection of 100 or 1,000 humans within the population, I think you're screwed to make that iPhone. I tend to believe that there's fascinating specialization among the human civilization. Like there's a few hackers out there that can like solo build an iPhone.
But with what materials?
So no materials whatsoever. It has to, it's virtually, okay. You have to build factories. To fabricate. Okay.
And how are you going to mine them? You got to mine the materials where you don't have any cranes. You don't have any,
Okay, you 100% have to have everybody's naked.
Everyone's naked, and everyone's where they are. So you and I would currently be naked. It's on the ground in what used to be Manhattan.
So no buildings.
Grassy island.
Yeah. So you need a naked Elon Musk type character to then start building a company. So you have to have a large company then.
Right. He doesn't even know where where is everyone? Oh shit, how am I going to find other people I need to?
But we have all the knowledge of.
Yeah, everyone has the knowledge that's in their current brains.
Yeah, I've met some legit engineers,
crazy polymath people.
Yeah, but the actual labor of because you said because like the original Mac, like the Apple II, that could be built, but.
Even that,
that's gonna be tough. Yeah.
Well, I think part of it is a communication problem. If you could suddenly have, someone, if everyone had a walkie-talkie and there was, a couple, 10 really smart people were designated the leaders, they could say, okay, I want, everyone who can do this to walk west, until you get to this little hub, and everyone else, and they could actually coordinate, but we don't have that. So it's like people just, and then what I think about is. So you've got some people that are like trying to organize, and you'll have a little community where a couple hundred people have come together, and maybe a couple thousand have organized, and they designated one person, as the leader, and then they have sub leaders. And okay, we have a start here. We have some organization. You're also going to have some people that say, "Good, humans were a scourge upon the earth, and this is good." And they're going to try to sabotage. They're going to try to murder the people and who know what they're talking about.
The elite that possess the knowledge. Yeah.
Well, and so maybe everyone's hopeful for we're all civilized and hopeful for the first 30 days or something, and then things start to fall off. People start to lose hope, and there's new kinds of governments popping up. New kinds of societies, and they're and they don't play nicely with the other ones, and I think very quickly, a lot of people will just give up and say, you know what, this is it. We're back in the Stone Age. Let's just create, agrarian. We also don't know how to farm. No one knows how to farm. There's even the farmers, a lot of them are relying on their machines. So we also are going to be mass starvation. And that, when you're trying to organize, a lot of people are, coming in with, spears they've fashioned and trying to murder everyone who has food.
It's an interesting question. Given today's society, how much violence would that be? We've gotten softer, less violent.
And we don't have weapons, so
that's something.
We have really primitive weapons now.
But we have a kind of ethics where murder is bad. It used to be less, like human life was less valued in the past, so murder was more okay, like ethically.
But in the past, they also were really good at figuring out how to have sustenance. They knew how to get food and water because they. So we have no idea. Like the ancient hunter-gatherer societies would laugh at what's going on here. They'd say, "You guys, you don't know what you're." None of you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And also the amount of people feeding this amount of people in a Stone Age, civilization, that's not going to happen.
So New York and San Francisco are screwed.
Well, whoever's not near water is really screwed. So that's the first thing. You're near a river, a freshwater river. And, anyway, it's a very interesting question. And what it does, this and the pencil, it makes me feel so grateful and excited about man, our civilization is so Cool. And this is talk about collective intelligence. Humans did not build any of this. It's collective humans is a super intelligent, being that can do absolutely, especially over long periods of time, can do such magical things, and we just get to be born. When I'm working and I'm hungry, I just go click, 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 and like a salad's coming.
Mm-hmm.
The salad arrives. If you think about the incredible infrastructure that's in place for that quickly, just the internet to the electricity, first of all, that's just powering the things, where the amount of structures that have to be created and for that electricity to be there. And then you've got of course the internet, and then you have this system where delivery drivers, and they're riding bikes that were made by someone else, and they're going to get the salad, and all those ingredients came from all over the place. I mean, it's just so I think it's like I like thinking about these things because it makes me feel like just so grateful. I'm like, man, it would be so awful if we didn't have this, and people who didn't have it would think this was such magic we live in, and we do, and like, cool, it's fun.